Dude. This ain't CrossFit. What are you doing?
Right, don't worry though. We're gonna help you fix that.
That's Ishan and Sam from Versus Gravity, one of the best calisthenics coaches in the UK, and I've asked him to point out all the mistakes I'm making in my workout.
And today, we're gonna rank all the bodyweight exercises from best to worst.
Starting off with push day.
First of all, we have to start with the push-ups. How do you think on my form?
To be honest, bro, your form's actually pretty solid. I can't lie.
And like, what's like the common problems that you see beginners make like when you're training clients?
For one, is not actually locking out.
Not locking out.
So many people, they're always just coming down and they're going like this. The second thing as well is, not engaging the core.
Not engaging
you know, so you see a lot of people kind of humping the floor, which is, this just looks dumb, right?
Yeah.
And then third and finally is flaring the elbows. You know, you see a lot of guys doing push-ups like this.
Yeah.
Whilst it's not necessarily like the worst thing in the world, it can lead to injuries in the long term because you're excessively internally rotating that.
And in terms of ranking, what do you rank?
Probably around a B.
B.
Because the amount of muscles that you recruit doing a push-up is insane.
How can we make that B into an A, maybe an S? Yeah.
Anything that kind of increases the difficulty in terms of the intensity of the exercise is the way that we can make it even better.
We are gonna do the weighted push-ups. Ishan is gonna see how my form is.
It's gonna be torture.
I'm kind of nervous now.
You're good, man. You're good. Perfect. So that's good.
What's like a good rep range if you say someone who's watching would want to start weighted push-up with?
I would suggest that you start working towards the 10 to 12 rep range, and every time you hit that for multiple sets, that's when you start adding it up. So you're on 10 now. Maybe you hit 10 reps there for 3 sets.
3 sets.
Then you add on another 2.5 to make it 12.5 kg, and then do it all over again. I think this is a solid A. A solid A. Like how good this exercise is. If you want to build big chest, strong triceps, strong front delts, this is a great exercise.
I'm going to show you some of the push-up variations that I use.
Okay.
I want to see like what your thoughts about it is and how can I improve it.
Hey, he's moving mad here. This is good. That's solid, bro.
Archer ones.
Nice. Nice. Yeah, that's good.
Oh.
As you can see, like the fact you're grunting shows that those are intense.
Yeah, those are intense. Yeah. Do you think I can do better? Is there anything I can do better?
The easiest way to make a push-up variation harder, no matter what variation you're doing, is changing the tempo. Instead of doing your clap push-ups where you're just coming up and down clapping, you can make the eccentric quite slow.
Okay.
Yeah, so like you can come down nice and slowly, 1, 2, 3, then come up. 1, 2, 3. Using that slow eccentric, you're increasing the time on attention.
Time on attention, okay.
Which will help you build more muscle.
I never thought of that. If I do like a 1, 2, up.
That's it, like that, exactly.
Yeah, that is actually much harder.
And you can always add pauses as well.
Yeah.
You know, so like with your archer push-ups, you know, if you find like, oh, okay, cool, well that was too easy. Maybe I come down here and I pause 1, 2, 3, and then I push back up. Just that isometric hold that you're doing at the bottom in that stretched position is gonna load the muscle even more.
For chest development, what would you say?
So archer push-ups, I think, are great for building muscle.
Muscle, and
also unilateral strength. Not so much for power because obviously we're doing it with a much slower tempo. So for that, I'd give it an A. Clap push-up, I think because you can add in those variations of slowing down the eccentric and you're training explosively as well, I'm gonna give that an S.
S?
Yeah. I think it's a phenomenal exercise.
Yeah.
Also guys, by the end of this video, we are going to write you a free workout program that you can use for your next bodyweight workout.
On to the next exercise, which is the dips. And dips has a lot of controversy, right?
Hello.
I'm going to show you my form. Kind of scared because it's not my best exercise and I'm gonna...
Excuses already, come on. Let's do it. Let's talk in more dipping. Come on, let's do it.
So, protect the shoulders.
It's not bad, that's not bad. I'm liking it so far.
Ooh. Yeah.
I'm gonna show you the kind of common way that people do dips. The bodybuilders.
This is why I do when no one's looking back.
Oh mate, look at that chest, look at that stick out. I don't know what he's doing, mate, I'll be honest. First one's good. I would say like you're definitely lacking a tiny bit of like elbow locking out. But like the main difference between the two, which I'm guessing most people saw, is basically protraction versus opening up the chest.
Open up the chest.
Why would you do one over the other, would you say?
I think it was Chris Harrier or Austin Dunham that I used to watch, and they were talking about how protraction helps much more and you can lift much heavier and do more reps. But when I did like the normal way of like this bodybuilder way, that's when I started getting like really like shoulder problems. One of the things that people struggle with is like knowing how deep to go for the dips. People want to like dip all the way here. Some people just want to dip like just up to like 90 degrees. and some people just do this. Like, what would you like recommend?
So that last one, never do that one. If you're just like half repping it like that, there's 0 point. You're not getting anything out of that.
Yeah.
For bodybuilding, calisthenics, anything else, 90 degrees.
90 degrees.
Yeah,
okay.
honestly, like here's fine. Like they tend to say competition format, I think is the elbow with like the back of the delts here.
Yeah.
Here, so I'd come down to the trinity taps. That's basically 90.
Okay.
And look, like the difference between there and like a tiny bit lower. If you're not like competing, I'm gonna hold it longer. And it's not gonna make like the world of difference. Basically, what like A for the calisthenics dips, and then a D or an E for the other one. I never do them. I would never give them to like anyone we're working with.
Yeah.
Like weighted dips, what would you give it then?
For me,
Yeah.
it's an S.
Well, it's got to be S, right? 100%.
Yeah.
When you start, it's really important to push those shoulders down. People shrug a lot when they're doing weighted dips. Come back down, up. That is why this exercise is an S. Look at that. Look at that vein.
Oh, yeah.
That is mad. And like, what, you got straddle planche just from doing these?
Yeah. So when I was like, 20, 21, about 2-3 years ago, it was lockdown, right? So I had like, 50 kilo weights, just a lot of dumbbells. And I just used to do a lot of like weight dips. And I practiced a lot of planche leans.
Yeah.
And because I had the handstand as well, I was like, let me actually like lean into the handstand to the top planche.
Sick.
Got that. And after 2 weeks, this is kind of easy. Let me try handstand to a straddle planche. And going up to about 5 to 8 seconds on a good day.
And then how much weight would you recommend to start with?
That's a good question. I was going to ask you that.
20. You should have a minimum of 20 dips.
20 dips, okay.
Like, they don't have to be like perfect, but at least 90 degrees.
So the next exercise I want you to obviously see is the straight bar exercise. Here would you put it?
Straight bar dip? Let's see you do it first, and then we'll...
Okay.
We're going to see what it looks like first, all right? That muscle up is pretty good, but let's see those dips. Looks pretty cool, but in my opinion, it's a pretty dead exercise. I'd give it like a D.
You can do this? Oh, you can't. That'd be so cool.
Whoa! It's close enough.
Yeah.
I don't really see any need for putting straight bar dips in any program. There's a lot of internal rotation. You're not going to build that much muscle. You're never going to overload it. I've never seen anyone do like straight bar weighted dips.
Weighted dips.
And if you've got a really strong muscle up, like the thing that's lacking is really going to be the push.
Pull-ups, push.
If you can get over the bar here, 99% of people can push up. It's an awkward exercise, I personally find.
Nah, it is. I've hit my balls a couple of times.
Good action there, right?
But I have to go to the hospital.
Yeah, please no. We'll do the uncut, the behind the scenes of him in hospital.
Yeah, boulder shoulders, right? What should we start with?
Handstand push-ups, mate, come on. So this goes on some animating. What the hell? So impressive.
I look, you did that to just show off, to be fair.
Yeah, it worked.
It worked. But in terms of that muscle building, is that something not the best?
It's cool.
Yeah.
And it feels amazing when you're doing it, right? And it's probably the best way to show off. Like, if you've got a gym crush in the corner of the gym, do a few handstand push-ups, guarantee you should be begging for that number. In terms of muscle building, I mean, I've got to give it like an E, Like, in terms of skill, it's an S in my opinion.
Yes,
Grow big shoulders just from doing those handstand push-ups. You need to be doing 3 sets of 8. That could take the average person years.
At least 5 years.
Yeah, at least 5 years, right? So
five years,
you'd have built much bigger shoulders doing other exercises.
So you're saying that I should be doing this instead?
Yeah, I think this is better, right? So like 2 reps, 3 reps. Right, it's already done more reps than when you did the freestanding, right? So you've built more muscle doing that than you did the freestanding one. So definitely using the wall is a good way. Like if you want to stick to just being calisthenics and you want to get shoulders, using the wall as much as possible. Gymnasts use the wall a lot when they're doing, they'll go really deep when they're doing the back to wall ones. For this, I'd give this like a much higher, potentially like a C or a B.
C or a B?
Yeah, because you can rep these out.
You can rep this out? Yeah. So pipe push-ups.
Jeez. That's as good as it gets.
Yeah. What about if I did this?
That's negative aura, bro. Probably the best shoulder exercise for calisthenics. It's not that it's hard to do it right, it's just that so many people do it wrong. So the second time you're doing it right, your head was just in between your hands. Again, you wouldn't really do like a shoulder press kind of behind the back like that. You kind of come a bit in front of you. So it's the same principle whenever you're doing this, is you kind of want to lean forwards. The key is you kind of want to be 90 degree with your hands, kind of this way, right? You don't want to flare them out, coming like this. There's a lot of internal rotation. You kind of want to be going forwards like this.
What would you give it in terms of the rating?
I'd give it an A.
A?
I'd give it an A. Like, it's the best way to like hit your shoulders in calisthenics.
What if I did this elevated push-ups?
Damn, perfect. Lean a tiny bit more forward if you can.
Tiny bit forward?
Yeah. There you go.
Oh,
That
my
one's
God, I
way
feel it.
better.
Oh my God.
Push up. There we go.
I feel it.
So you see, it's the same kind of issue with high push-ups. You've got to make sure you're doing it the right way.
Yeah.
If you can't lean forward, it means it's probably a bit too hard for you at that moment. But like elevated, you can put weight, you can do deep ones as well.
Ones,
so you could get powerlets and go really deep. Honestly, I think elevated type push-ups, along with maybe like weighted and deep ones, I'd potentially give it an S tier. You know? I think it's a really good exercise. It's the best way to build big shoulders in calisthenics.
You think so?
Yeah, 100%.
The lateral raises and the rail delts. What's your thoughts on how would I actually do this?
So like we all know, if you want to build bolder shoulders, right? You want to be hitting those kind of rear delts and those side outs.
Yeah.
Sadly, with calisthenics, as much as we love calisthenics and it's everything we're passionate about, there's kind of no real way to isolate those muscles through calisthenics. So throughout the entirety of my training, I have always done lateral raises with weight. Look at gymnasts; they have huge front delts, from planche, dips, anything. But I can guarantee if they've got big side out, it's from doing lateral raises, bro. Kind of rear delts you can hit if you're doing some like front lever stuff, some front lever rows. But again, to get to that point, like it's, you need mad strength. But I'm just gonna hit some rear delts by doing some front lever pull-ups. Like that's not gonna happen. But that's why you use weight. Like I'm personally a big fan of mixing the two together. Hannah Montana said, right, best of both worlds.
Best of both worlds.
Come on, bro. Yeah.
Hannah Montana. But yeah, thank you so much, man. We keep failing this. Why? Yes! Finish off the push muscles. Let's talk about the triceps, right?
Everyone always focuses on biceps, but they forget about triceps. If you want huge looking arms, especially when you're wearing like a tight polo or whatever, it's actually the triceps that are going to make it look like they're fat, right? Fat, triceps, bro.
Basics one we have obviously is the diamond.
Yeah.
So the diamond push-ups.
Jeez, look at that. I can see the triceps pumping from here, guys.
Thank you. Yeah, man, and doing the diamond push-ups where they can hit the triceps better.
With diamond push-ups, a lot of people shrug. Like even for me, I tend to shrug quite a lot. Like you definitely want to make sure you kind of like keep your chest up open. Yeah. For some people, they might actually find touching, like Illuminati confirmed, they might find that too hard. Ideally, you want to kind of bring them together, hence the diamonds. But if you feel the stretch more here in the triceps, go with that. Like with a lot of these exercises, you kind of need to use a bit of like mind-muscle connection. If you feel it more in this position, and that's the muscle you're tugged in, kind of stick with that. So but I'd say with this, definitely full range of motion. Still somewhat keeping the elbows kind of tucked. You don't want to be flaring out too much like this.
That's a common problem.
Yeah, because there's a lot of internal rotation. I'd probably give it a B, you know? Because like, you do feel the burn in the triceps quite a lot.
You also have the...
Those ones. These ones are a lot harder for sure.
Yeah. These ones obviously you can scale up like that.
So this one's a lot harder for sure. I will put this one a bit lower because you're going to feel a lot of pressure in the elbow joints. Especially if you've never done these before, they will actually hurt quite a lot. What you tend to find is people will go one side then the other. It's very hard to kind of do it exactly both at the same time. It's basically like a tricep push down, right? I would give this probably a D because it's actually technically quite hard to do. But to be honest, if you're not a fan of this, there's actually an exercise, the bodyweight skull crusher, which for me, me gusta. Delicioso.
Delicioso. Let me know.
Wow. Perfect. Try and get a tiny bit deeper. There you go. Push back up. Perfect. This is solid, by the way, guys. Really, really good.
Man.
It's not that easy an exercise, but I'll tell you why it's phenomenal for the triceps. If you want to make it easier, I would start with the bar like higher. The lower it is, the harder it's going to be. And also the further out that your feet are, the harder it's going to be. So the reason why this is good is because you get a maximum stretch on the triceps, right? And as this son said, and as Jeff Nippard and all these science nerds, you want to get as much of a stretch as possible. So this basically takes, it's like doing a skull crusher like here, right? Or overhead tricep extension. This is basically the equivalent of that when you're doing that skull crusher. Try your best to not kind of use momentum and bend your body. Keep your body straight. And all you want to think of is literally just a tricep extension up. Lock out at the top. For me, this is a solid A. The pump, the strength you get from it is phenomenal.
Phenomenal. Fantastic. Fantastic. It's an A tier.
Come on, bro. A for
Asian.
Asian. I was going to say.
We accept them.
Yeah. Thank you. I'm actually quarter Indian, bro, so I'm quarter Asian.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Fun facts.
There we go, mate.
Damn, have you been to India?
Never know. I'd need to go there. Maybe we can go on a trip to India then Nepal, mate.
The good thing about like India and Nepal, you don't need a visa to get in and out. So
there we go, bro.
I can hook you up, don't worry.
Sick. We go Mount Everest, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Handstand on the top.
Handstand on the top. Some pull-ups.
Hell yeah, easy. We won't even need any rig, mate. We'll just be doing pull-ups and everything up the
pull-ups everywhere. Bam.
We got it this time. First time.
Just to recap, we're ranking bodyweight exercises with the help of versus gravity, and we're doing a 3-day split: push, pull, legs. And from what Sam and Ishan have recommended, this is the written program for push, which means 2 more to go.
Moving on to the back, right?
The best one.
The best one. You have to start with
The pull-up.
the pull-ups, right?
The goat.
Yeah.
Bro, these are actually like perfect. So like when it comes to the pull-up, it depends what muscle you're actually trying to hit. And then that way you can change the way you perform them. So the way you were performing them was the standard way of doing the pull-up, and it should be able to hit multiple muscle groups, right? But if you wanted to bias, let's say the lats or even the upper back, you could change the way that you do the pull-up.
How would I change it?
If I want to hit the lats, I'm going to try and take a slightly more hollow position. So rather than having my legs back, I'm going to have the legs slightly pointing forwards like this. And then that way,
ooh, that's clean.
I can bias it like this. If I want to hit the upper back, I'd do the opposite. I'd actually try and squeeze my glutes, have my legs slightly behind, look up, and pull down like that.
So this for the last, right?
Yep. There you go. Perfect.
The upper back?
That's it. There you go. Yep. That's it.
Oh, that is hard.
That's the one. And you should feel it like literally in that mid-back.
Mid-back. Oh, yeah, you do feel it like it's like a roll.
Yeah. Exactly.
In terms of the ranking, what rank would you give it?
It's S+.
S+. S+.
Bro, if we have to make a new category for it, because it's that good. Unless you're like some really crazy strong person who can do like 50 reps, can still make body weight reps actually harder. Easiest thing to do is just slow it down.
Slow it down.
Try it out. Go with a pause at the top and then slowly come down over like 3 seconds. That's it. Becomes like infinitely harder.
What's like a common problem that you see people do?
So number one thing is kipping. This just irks me so much. You know, like if you can't do a pull-up without kipping, use a resistance band.
Resistance,
Take some load off, work on a regression. But when you see people doing like that, crazy, like, oh man, that just winds me up. The second one is using a incomplete range of motion. So you see a lot of bodybuilder guys doing the half rep, or they start with full rep here, but then they only come up to here. Now, of course, there's such thing as length and partials and all that good stuff. It has its place. Do the pull-up in the best way possible to hit everything: strength, size, skill, full range of motion. Another mistake is people swing, and swinging is usually down to the fact that they're not engaging their scapula. People think that it's engaging your core, but I can show you right now, right? Even if I engage my core,
guys, this is a must.
I'm still going to swing.
I didn't know this myself as well.
If I literally try and engage my scap and I start here, you see, look, immediately I start slowing down. And now I can reset. And then if I engage my scapula the whole time, I'm actually able to stay in the straight line. Whereas if I'm not engaging my scapula and I'm shrugging, that's when things start to get a bit harder. I may start to swing.
What would you give like the weighted pull-ups?
An S if you can do it properly and you're working in a rep range that you can actually hit failure at a certain point. So 6 to 8 reps, 8 to 10 reps, that's all good. If you're hitting failure at 3, not that great. And if you're hitting failure because of technical failure, not muscular failure, again, you're not really building muscle.
You're not bodybuilders, Now that we're just talking about a pull-up, obviously people that are watching, they probably want to question the muscle-up, right?
Because it's an exercise that's so technical, and it has multiple elements to it. You got the pull, you got the push, and then you got the reset. It's not actually that efficient in terms of building muscle, and it's much harder to scale.
I mean, obviously, if you're like competing, that's a different story.
Exactly.
But if you obviously want to use calisthenics to build muscle, then probably not the best.
Not the best, no.
What is your ranking?
I mean, in terms of how it looks, it's S. It's the entry level into calisthenics. It's what everyone dreams of, like you said. In terms of building muscle, I'm gonna give it probably a D.
What it makes feel like? I'm not 6 foot, so when I do a muscle up, I feel like I'm 6 foot. Like that's what it feels like. I feel like I got that 6 foot confidence.
Short kings, watch out. This is your way. You see the girl from over the bar. Look, I'm 8 foot tall.
Hey, to be fair, that's for that reason. Maybe we have to give it a higher tier.
Maybe. Just for the short guys.
Just for the short guys. But if you're tall guys, don't do a muscle up, man. Come on, man. You're already tall.
You just need to stand there. It's unfair.
Moving on to like the upper and the mid back. Go-to exercise is the Australian pull-ups. So I kind of tend to put my chest up like that. Trying to hit my chest.
So, I mean, to be fair, bro, your form's not actually that bad at all. When you're doing the exercise, try to keep your shoulders nice and depressed and down away from your ears. So you don't even need to excessively retract. So you can start there, and as you come up to the bar, you can retract. That's it. Now you see your shoulders are now away from your ears. That's good.
Okay.
Because that excessive shrugging will hit those upper traps a little bit too much, and it might actually cause some poor form. But this is the calisthenics variation. I think it's great because it's so scalable. You can wear a weight vest, you can use rings.
I guess when you talk about anything harder, I can always put the elevator as well. So teamwork makes the dream work.
That's it. There we go. Good. That's perfect. Literally perfect. And as you can tell from your grunt, it's a lot harder. It's a lot harder.
Yeah. Way harder, yeah.
Really good exercise.
And obviously the elevator, you can also do, you can pull weights as well.
Yeah.
Including that, what do you rank?
The intensity of the pull-up just completely outweighs this.
Yeah.
So therefore, this will still be an A. It's like an A+.
So now, moving on to the biceps, right?
The bad boys, the swans.
Bad boys. I mean, this is probably the most basic you can get with bicep, right? The
bodyweight bicep curl. See, so I would do them differently.
Really?
Yeah, I would do them differently.
Why is that?
All right, let me show you. If I was to show you this way, where I curl up, now it becomes a lot harder on the bicep because I'm staying in this vertical plane.
Oh,
whereas what you were doing was here.
Yeah.
This is a good way of starting out and learning it.
Yeah.
But as you get stronger, I would actually come a bit further underneath the bar, have it like vertically up here, and then curling towards the head. And you can see there like the contraction I get in my bicep. Is this a bicep curl at that point?
Bicep curl, okay. Yeah.
That's it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Man.
In terms of like developing big biceps,
yeah,
I personally think that this is as good as a barbell curl. Actually, in fact, I would even go a step. All right, I'm gonna get loads of hate for this.
Yeah,
I think it's better. So when I take this barbell here, I can hold that all day.
Yeah, you can. Yeah,
right. That's easy. In order to actually make sure that this exercise kept the tension on the biceps the entire time, I'd have to be out here and I'd have to stop here.
Oh yeah.
Right. Now with this exercise that we're just doing is different because the peak contraction is right at the top, which means it's there. I can't stay here all day.
Yeah, you can't.
This is hard.
This is hard, yeah.
So that's why I think actually this variation is even better than the barbell.
Biceps. Okay.
Less scalable.
Less scalable, of course.
But in terms of the contraction,
way better.
I'm going to go A for the biceps in terms of calisthenics exercise, and A.
So when you talk about the pull-up, obviously can't miss the chin-up. That's like
the little brother.
They're kind of like a little pair. I'm going to show you my form. Maybe you can tell me how I can engage my biceps more and my back less.
All right, let's do it. To be honest, bro, that's perfect. That's actually perfect. The way that you can engage those biceps a little more is simply involving a isometric hold at the top, right? The lats do more of the work as we extend. Right? So actually at this top position here is where we can hit the biceps.
Biceps, okay.
This is the only time that I would say doing partial reps is a good thing. If you were to literally just do top half reps, that's all biceps.
So like this basically.
Now here, the tension on your lats isn't that great.
Yeah.
So that's what I would do. The other way you can change it as well is just changing your grip. So you can try this out. You can actually just have your fingertips, right? So rather than really gripping the bar and involving your forearms, you can actually just try and have a more claw grip if you like.
Whoosh.
Nice. There's one more way to really hit those biceps, okay? When you do a chin-up, right, you can treat it like a pull-up and kind of just bring your chest up to the bar. That's great, but that hits more of the back. If you want it to hit your biceps more, you can think about bringing the bar towards your head. So you don't even have to get the chin over. Bring your forehead to the bar. And again. Good. So now we're replicating that movement, but what we're doing is we're making it even more intense.
More intense. Okay. That was a good gift. That was a good surprise.
But I've got even more. One more surprise for you.
What?
If you really want to hit those biceps, right, and build some massive swans, then the problem with a compound movement like the chin-up is that you're going to be hitting the back, like you said, right?
Of course,
So you're going to find that you might fatigue elsewhere before you actually even think about hitting the biceps. So what we can do is we can pre-fatigue the biceps with this one. So we can do, you know, maybe 8 to 10 reps there. Get a little bit of fatigue built in. And then when you go to your chin-ups, you're going to find it even harder to complete your chin-up reps there. But you'll fail here first.
Yeah, because you're already...
Exactly, which then makes it even... Exactly. It's the goated way of doing supersets.
Wow. Now, do you have a specific name for that set?
Let's call it, I don't know, let's call it the Sugam Swan Builder. I don't know.
Sugam Swan Builder. Sugam Swan Builder. Okay, Sugam Swan Builder. Oh, should we call it versus gravity bicep curl
Fine.
I mean, that sounds better. That sounds better, right? But now let's just rank this, right? Let's rank all of these. Just standard chin-up. What do you rank them?
S, for building biceps, there is no better exercise, in my opinion.
And one was partial reps.
Yep.
Let's just name them chin-up variations.
They're still an S.
Yeah.
They're not going to be better, but they're a fun way of trying to challenge your biceps in a slightly different way.
Different way. Vertical gravity, bicep curl. What do you rank those?
Goat tier, bro.
Sorry?
Goat tier.
Goat tier.
This is S+. We made that S+ one before. This is S+.
Now, you actually have a goat, which is Ronaldo.
Hope you guys are loving this video, but just want to let you know I got something special for you guys. I'm launching a free Skool community packed with diet tips, workout advice, and a direct access to me and like-minded people. Join now whilst it's free and let's crush those goals together. Just to recap, we've written the program for push and pull, which means we've got legs and abs to go.
So next up, we have the abs. You can obviously like keep on going for hundreds of different exercises. I think it's obviously best to stick to a few.
Yeah.
Leg raises, I mean, there's two types of people in the gym, right?
Sadly.
And this is me sometimes, like, I'm like,
right? Doing that CrossFit leg raise.
CrossFit leg raise. Pure calisthenics. With a straight face.
Yeah. That is beautiful right there.
Thank you. What's your opinions about it?
So hanging leg raise, if done the incorrect way, which is what most people in a gym, it's a D exercise.
It's a D exercise.
You will 100% feel the core,
but
you're not maximizing your bang for your buck.
Yeah.
So if you want to do it the right way, I actually think it's an A/S tier. It's one of the reasons why gymnasts will spam leg raises.
Yeah.
It's literally the go-to core exercise. Because it builds compression, your abs are going to be super strong. Obviously, you're getting hip flexors, some quads as well.
The good thing about this as well, like you mentioned, you can obviously work towards it right, as well, right? Because you can do these as well. If you're a beast, obviously you can do. It's so much harder. Quite good progressions to do.
Yeah, it's good. Like most people can do knee raises.
Yeah.
It's your normal side plank, which we all know kind of hips to obliques. So I mean, even this, or like doing pulses, I would already put that at like a B or an A.
Yeah.
If you want to make this better, what you can do is you get your hands to your head, and you want to think about getting your elbow to the floor or your fist. So for me, that's an A.
That's an A.
It's the reason why gymnasts will spam these as well.
Spam
yeah, absolutely.
So obviously getting a side plank.
Yeah, just normal side plank. And the key is to make sure your hips are square so that it's only really your midsection that's rotating.
Square, yeah.
Yeah. Nice. So even there, try and keep your hips even more square.
Square, okay.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So this, you should really feel this.
Yeah. Ooh.
And you can even add like a 1 second pause at the bottom if you want.
What's it? Yep.
For me, you feel it a lot. Yeah. There's a lot of tension kind of build up.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's good.
So this is an A or S?
Yeah, I'd say this is an A.
A.
I'd say it's an A, yeah.
Okay. Perfect. So we've got S for the hanging leg raises.
Yeah.
For a hanging ab exercise, and we've got A for the side obliques.
Yeah.
What about underground, like an ab exercise that could potentially be an A or an S?
Sure, so I'd say hollow body holds.
Hollow body holds.
Yeah, overall for kind of muscle building and strength.
Yeah.
It's a gymnastics go-to exercise.
Yeah.
This is a starting progression, then you would move your legs forward whilst keeping the hands there.
Yeah.
And then the next progression would be hands backward. But obviously the whole time you want to make sure that lower back is in contact with the ground.
Yeah. Yeah. It's hard.
It's hard because it's a nice isometric exercise as well. And you can make it harder by adding weight, doing rocks. You could throw some dynamics in by doing some like V-ups or jackknives.
What tier would it be?
In terms of like core exercises, it's got to be an S, 100%.
Obviously the leg exercises, there's a lot we can obviously pick from. You know, we're only going to do like 2 or 3 exercises for the legs. Obviously you can do the squats, you can do the lunges and whatever. But after some point, like you're gonna have to add weights to it. So should we start with pistol squats?
That is the number one. Show us how it's done, bro.
Show us how it's done. That's it. I like to just look at one spot, right?
There you go. Nice. Nice.
What's like the common problem that you see people do when they do a pistol squat, or like when they're trying to perform it?
When it comes to this exercise, most people, when they come down, they get into this position and then they fall over like this. Right? Which is very, very normal. So the way to kind of overcome that is twofold. Number one, you've got to make sure you have bottom range strength on one leg.
Yeah.
Now that's very simple. You just regress the exercise. So you can do something like an assisted pistol squat.
Yeah.
Where you hold on to a surface like this.
Yeah.
And lightly pull yourself up.
Yeah.
But then the second problem, aside from strength, is lack of flexibility.
Flexibility,
Right? So the way we can work on that is, again, twofold.
Sure.
Number one is we can do a static stretch here where we're trying to find that kind of point where I don't lift my heel off the floor.
Yeah.
And then I can just press my body weight into here and stretch all of the muscles back here, all the tendons back here, and also open up a little bit more space.
Yeah.
So this is the first thing.
Yeah.
And then the second thing is to stretch those calves. So if you've got an elevated surface, coming in here nice and deep, even going onto one leg, but again, really driving the heel forwards towards the floor.
Okay.
So that should help solve the issue.
Oh, 4 pistol squats.
Yeah.
Perfect. What do you rank them out of this?
You know what? I'm going to say it's an S.
S. Okay.
I'm going to say it's an S.
Especially the next squat that we can obviously talk about is the sissy squats.
So literally, your form is absolutely impeccable.
Thank you.
It's so impeccable. And his quads, I mean, he's brave enough to have his shorts on, right? So they're better than my quads. But literally what you did there was perfect because you're actually keeping the hips extended, which is really important. You see a lot of people, they'll do sissy squats, but they'll do this.
Yeah.
Which is not really a sissy squat, it's just a squat with your heels off the floor, right?
Heels off the floor, yeah.
It's important that you keep the glutes squeezed and you try and lean forwards, lean backwards and let the knees travel forwards to make it a proper sissy squat. So that was perfect. I would say it's an A.
A, okay.
And the reason why I would not put it in the same bracket as the pistol squat is because of accessibility. Simply because it is actually quite a difficult exercise to learn.
Yeah, I mean, I still can't do it like...
Yeah.
I can't like, you know what I mean?
We call this the three-way calf raise.
Three-way calf raise. 10
in this direction with the feet parallel. Then you can push them out this way.
Yeah.
And then do 10 this direction. And then face them inwards and do 10 this direction.
Yeah.
I promise you, you do that with a so consistent tempo, you will be burning.
Burnt. Oh yeah, you do feel it a lot more in the calves than you, obviously after you do my 10 reps.
So then what you want to do is bring the heels together.
Yeah, hoops together, okay.
And then widen the toes. So you're kind of like this.
Okay.
That's it.
Oh!
Now when you do your 10 reps there.
Okay, nice. I can feel the burn, bro.
And then do the opposite. So toes together. Challenging the mobility a little bit. 10 reps in each one, 30 reps. Do that for 3 sets.
Yeah.
Finished.
What do you like rate it?
It's got to be an S, bro.
S.
Yeah, it's got to be an S. It's just, it hits the calves in 3 different angles.
Yeah.
Which people might be thinking, it's a load of rubbish. But trust me, try it first.
So there we have it, guys. The final piece of the puzzle. With legs, we could have definitely added more. However, we wanted to pick the best 3 just to keep it short.
That's it for the end of the video. I hope you found this video very, very helpful. And if I wanted to find you guys on socials, where would I find it?
Sure, so it's versus.gravity.
Yeah.
And that's Instagram and YouTube. However, we are currently way more active on Instagram, so definitely go check us out there. And of course, check us out, but check this guy out. If you're not going to subscribe to him, I will find you and I will do unspeakable things to you.
Make you do a muscle up.
That's what damn, son.
But other than that, man, I hope you guys liked the video. Like, share, and subscribe. It will help a lot. And I'll catch you guys in the next one.